Welcome, foolish mortals. I just came back from a trip to Five Below, which is a discount chain that just started opening here in Colorado not too long ago. It's kind of like an upscale Ross or, something like that. It's pretty much everything is $5 or less. Um, and they have quite a lot of toys. If you're into WWE, some Frozen stuff, that kind of thing, they have quite a lot. But what I went for is to get some of the Star Wars stuff they had. And they had quite a bit of new stuff. Well, not new, it's all old. But it was new because I had not bought it before because I thought some of it was just not worth having in my collection. And some of it I just didn't want to pay those prices for. So these, as I go over them, I'll tell you the prices, and you'll see it's pretty reasonable. We have three of these in Denver now, one near the Aurora Mall, one by Southlands, and one on Iliff in Havana. There might be more, but those are the ones I go to. So first up, they had several of the Forces of Destiny figures. These are Barbie-esque dolls. This one is Princess Leia from Empire Strikes Back. She was $5. She comes with an R2-D2. Not to scale, but, close enough for who was buying these things. Next is Rey with a little BB-8. She comes with a saber. She was also $5. I thought these were a pretty good deal. I didn't have any of the Forces of Destiny stuff in my collection yet, so it's a good representation at least. Next up, they did have a lot of Solo and The Last Jedi, as well as some Rogue One figures. All these figures are $4.25 a piece. This was the only one I was missing out of the Han Solo collection. It's the only one I bought. But they did have quite a few of each of those. So if you're missing holes in there or some of the later series that didn't come out, go ahead and grab those. Not a bad deal. Next was the Galaxy of Adventure line that they did. This was basically just repackaging old figures in a completely new way that went with some cartoon shorts that were on YouTube. The shorts are in fact canon apparently. But the figures they don't fit in packaging I like. And if you're going to do 3 1/4 inch, you should have made new packaging for them. So I got Leia and Mr. Yoda and Han Solo and Vader and Chewbacca. This is actually a mix of Series 1 and Series 2 of these. They come in a display box that they had on an end cap. So I would assume they're going to get the others here shortly. But at $4 a piece, they were worth buying now, just to have in the collection, like I said. One thing that was definitely worth the $5 was a Solo vehicle with figure, Enfys Nest. Excuse me. It's her swoop bike. She's in the packaging for Solo, of course. They did have a couple other vehicles, but I already had those. But for $5 a piece, I well thought they were worth the pickup. Next up is Poe Dameron of Black Series. He's number 53. They did have a couple others. There was a Rey and a Finn. But for $5 a piece, that's about what these were on clearance. I just happened to have missed this one, so I needed it for my collection. Next up is something I had never seen before, and I might have just not been looking in the right spot in stores, are Microforce figures and vehicles. As you can see, these were $3 a piece. This is Luke and his Snowspeeder. Sorry, no DAC. Next up is an AT-AT with Driver. And the other one they had, is Rey and her little speeder from Jakku. These are cool little things. I know that they've had the minifigs before. Here's a picture of all that series for that one. And then, but I've never seen them individually before. I think they're more like a blind bag thing that I just never picked up. But I had never seen the vehicles before, and so for $3, they were well worth it, I thought. Next up is something I hate, but bought anyway. Excuse me. Which are Last Jedi Mystery Minis from Funko. I picked up 3 of these. They were $2 a piece. And as I've said before, I hate blind bag things because I always duplicate pretty much everything I always get. Most times in the same container. So let's see what I got in this one. I picked up 3 of these packs. And let's see. We got Rey. I actually don't have her yet. So that's pretty cool. She can sit down there. Next up is... Oops. Hey, Rey. See, this is why I don't buy mini mystery minis. I say that, and then I buy them anyway, of course, because, you know, what would capitalism do without people like me? Just buying random things we don't need to stack on our walls and our floors and put in boxes in the garage. You know, I'm helping the economy. Here's the last one. I'm going to be mad if this is a Rey. Of course, the whole box could have been Rey's. Who knows? Hey, it's not, but it is her bestest friend in the whole world. No, sorry, Finn, it's not you. It's BB-8. So, did get those. A couple other things I picked up while I was there is Super 7 started doing muscle toys again. These are things from the 80s, little vinylish guys. They did WWF ones. They haven't done an E yet. This one has Junkyard Dog, the Ultimate Warrior, and Jake the Snake Roberts in it. They only had 3 different kinds. This one has Andre the Giant and let's see, who's that? Oh, that's Macho Man and Roddy Piper. The last one has Sergeant Slaughter and Hacksaw Jim Duggan and the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase. These are pretty cool. I haven't ever seen any of these in stores outside of a comic shop or of course on Super 7's website, which they made Robotech ones and Alien ones and WWE. They made quite a few of these, but I'd never seen them in a clearance store before. Last thing I picked up was some Hasbro Mighty Mugs. They tried to relaunch this. They came out with Mighty Mugs before Funko Pop, sort of, but they never really caught on. I didn't like the design of them. Of course, I still own a whole bunch of them because they made Indiana Jones and Star Wars and Transformers ones. But these new ones have double faces, so you can make Megatron look mad or make him look, you know, annoyed. He's obviously been talking to Starscream. So speaking of that, I got Megatron and Starscream, and his little head flips around. Megatron, is that you? And Optimus Prime, of course, who looks very mad. And then Bumblebee. Some of the faces I don't get. But they did have some Avengers ones, but I don't collect those, so I didn't pick those up. These are the only 4 they had. I was hoping for a Soundwave, of course, but they didn't have Soundwave. But again, they had some great stuff. They have a whole bunch of really cool t-shirts from Nicktoons and from Star Wars and Marvel for $5 a piece. They do actually carry them in fat guy sizes. So if you're lucky enough to get them when they first get them out, those seem to be the ones that go first. So again, it's a great little place, and I'm hoping to go back from time to time and see what they get in. Thanks.